friends, welcome to Bookish Bliss, our virtual book club. Every week we will dig into a section of chapters in our favorite books. Let's get started!
Hey book besties, and welcome back to Bookish Bliss for episode 125. We have a lot to discuss today.
We are continuing our journey through Sarah J. Maas's House of Sky and Breath, and this week it is all about chapters 65 to the epilogue. So I guess you don't have to read the entire book, but you probably should because this is the end.
Yes.
And we are going full
spoiler mode.
I love it. Amanda, darling, what are you drinking tonight?
Darling, tonight's the night. We both have ginger lime mules. I'm so happy.
Literally, why isn't Polar sponsoring us yet?
I don't
or at least you.
We should send them a video of how
I know.
much we love the ginger lime mule. Maybe they'll at least send us some free ginger lime mule.
Yes.
Obsessed.
Obsessed. Yes, I am also drinking ginger lime mule. Finally.
Yeah.
We're on the same page this week.
Finally.
Just to think, we used to drink wine.
I think I drank a whole bottle of wine one episode.
Oh, me too.
I'm
the first
blasted in some of the episodes.
Yeah, I think the second or third episode, I'm drunk.
We're so mature now.
Yeah,
drinking
I'm
bubbly.
pregnant. But I was also not drinking before that.
Yeah.
I was on my weight loss journey. Now I'm on a weight gain journey.
That's okay. I have not probably lost or gained anything. I mean, I'm gaining muscle, but I'm not losing weight. So
I'm definitely gaining weight, but
well, you're growing a human.
This little babe, she's so small though. She's like in the 23rd percentile.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
She's a tiny girl.
She's a tiny girl. She was measuring 10 ounces, which it says on my What to Expect app, at 20 weeks, they're 10 ounces.
Yeah.
And she was 10 ounces the day before she turned 20 weeks. So.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure she'll be fine.
Different parts of her body were measuring at different weeks, and I think they take all of that into consideration,
average.
with the weight.
Yeah.
So, I guess they're only concerned if you're below 10 in the 10%.
Yeah.
Percentile. But I was like, oh my god, she's so tiny.
I know, little beanie girl.
But I'm like, all right, well, we'll see how she does because I'll see her next week for our follow-up scan.
Yay!
See if she cooperates.
Oh, she better. She's a little cartwheeling girl in there.
Yeah, at first she was too crazy, and then she was too sleepy. She was all curled up, and they needed her to stretch.
She's like, make up your mind. Do you want me to be chill or you want me to be crazy?
Yeah, I need you to be in between. I need you to go like this. I need you to stretch out and stay.
Literally, that's She's so funny.
No. Well, I will cheers you to episode 125 of Bookish Bliss and part 7 of House of Sky and Breath.
Cheers,
oh my gosh.
Darling.
Yeah.
Love the first sip. It's so crisp and good.
It's so good. Darling, what is your bookish news this week?
Darling, I was just sneaking a peek at my story graph.
Yeah.
I just finished House of Sky and Breath.
Yes.
I think last time I already had finished Frost and Starlight. And I finished The Amalfi Curse, which was our book club book this month, which was so good. I loved it. And I'm also so close. I think I'm 78% done with Silver Flames. And then I got the graphic audio before the wing to listen to.
Yay.
I'm so excited. I just want to listen to the first book before Threshing Day. Just to get into the Biscaya mode, Even if I don't get all of them done. I just want Fourth Ring to be done. How about you, darling?
I've read nothing, obviously.
No, you're reading The Amalfi Curse, aren't you?
Okay, yes. I'm on chapter 12 of The Amalfi Curse, which I wanted to read more yesterday, but I left my book at Russ's house.
Oh, no.
And then he brought it to me today.
Nice.
So I just got it back, but I have not read because I left it there like a dummy. But I am really enjoying it. Obviously, I did finish House of Sky and Breath.
Yes.
I feel I don't know if that counts. It counts, but...
Yeah, what do you mean? You re-listened to it.
Yeah. And then everything else is still the same. In the middle of Long of Evil, in the middle of Love Song, in the middle of Akatar. I mean, I haven't been sleeping at night, so...
Yeah. And
My
you've
right
been
eye's
busy.
been twitching.
Yeah, you've been busy. Take your time, girl. You got all winter to read.
That is true.
It's summer. Enjoy it.
I will catch up then. But
Oh, yeah.
we finally got our ACOTAR titles.
Finally. And little blurbs and covers.
Like, so exciting.
So exciting.
What is it? A Court of Splintered Harmony?
Is that what it is?
No. Yes.
Yes. How do we not even know?
And A Court of Forgotten Melody.
Yeah.
So
Aka shh, she
Aka
said, shut up. Now you have all the information you want. Now wait for the book.
And then Aka fuck my life. That's what it is. Aka fuck you guys. Like all the other ones, it's like ACOTAR, ACOMAF, ACA War, ACA Sif, and now it's like ACA Shh and ACA like what is the last one? Like it doesn't make any sense.
ACA
ACA
ACA No, what is it? Wait.
It's A Court of Forgotten Melody. There's
not
so
even FM.
Yeah, so like
FM.
A Court of like Silver Flames was the first one to not have a Court of like Silver and Flame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was like the first one,
A.
and now these don't have an and either.
It's okay. I like Aka Shh.
I like Aka Shh. I don't know if I can get on. I don't know what the last one is. I'll have to wait to see what people are saying.
Aka
Yeah. Aka So crazy, but super excited. Love that Target drops the descriptions.
Yes.
So we have an idea of where we're kind of heading.
Yes.
So excited.
I'm doing my reread at the perfect time.
Yes.
Especially with what we have to talk about, darling.
Oh, yes, darling. And then leading into a House of Flame and Shadow.
I can't wait. So please, let's get started with the good stuff and break down House of Sky and Breath, Part 7, darling. It's a Megan sandwich, your favorite kind of night. Lucky you, darling.
I love a Megan sandwich night.
I'm so happy for you, darling. You need this.
Thank you. I did need this.
All right. Chapter 65. This chapter reveals a cascade of hidden truths about Danica's secret life, her research, and her relationships. Bryce confronts Baxian with fury, only to learn that he and Danica have been secretly mated for 2 years, something Danica hid even from Bryce. Baxian explains that Danica had been investigating ancient shifter bloodlines, Thunderbird ancestry, and the origins of their people, believing this knowledge could shape the future and provide an alternative to Sabine's leadership. Danica used Sophie Renasse to infiltrate a highly encrypted secret room within the Asteri archives, hoping to uncover something monumental. Sophie succeeded, but Danica died before learning what was inside. Bryce, Hunt, and their allies scrambled to decode the room identifier Baxian provided, realizing Sophie's discovery may have been powerful enough to change the course of the looming war. The group is processing the emotional fallout, especially Ethan, who is stunned by Danica's hidden relationship, and debating whether any of it still matters now that she's gone. Bryce, Hunt, Rune, Declan, Flynn, Hypaxia, Tharian, and Ethan investigate. Yeah, that was a mouthful. They investigate Sophie Renasse's movements within the Eternal Palace archives. Declan discovers that while the archival system itself is impossible to hack, the palace's camera network is vulnerable enough to confirm Sophie's access to a secret room. The group spends hours reviewing footage until they locate Sophie entering a rune-marked door, staying inside for 15 minutes and emerging pale and shaking, carrying nothing but clearly affected by whatever she saw. This discovery intensifies Bryce's determination to uncover what Sophie learned, and what Danica had risked everything to discover. Despite the danger, Bryce insists they must infiltrate the Eternal City archives themselves. Hunt is deeply uneasy knowing how perilous the palace is, but Bryce pushes forward, revealing she knows someone familiar within its layout. Later, Tharian warns Ethan to resolve any unfinished personal matters before their mission, acknowledging the likelihood that they may not return. Ethan takes the advice seriously and leaves to handle something important. Wow. We're off to a crazy start, darling.
That is very true.
That was a long one as well.
That was very long.
It's like 2 whole pages of notes.
Damn.
So, first big revelation of this chapter, Baxian reveals he and Danica were secretly mates. This obviously is the emotional and narrative bombshell of the entire section. It reframes Danica's past, showing she hid even more than Bryce had realized. It also explains Baxian's loyalty shifts and his behavior towards Hunt. It adds a new layer of tragedy because Danica died while in a forbidden relationship she was fighting to make possible. And it ties directly into the larger mystery of what Danica was researching and why she was killed. Which brings me to Danica's research into ancient shifter ancestry and the Thunderbird lineage. Danica discovered Baxian's ancient bloodline and Sophie's Thunderbird heritage. She believed this research was dangerous enough to get her killed. And it shows Danica was digging into secrets the Asteri desperately wanted buried. So now we've established the stakes. Danica's died for knowledge that could alter their world.
Yes. Yeah.
Baxian gives Danica the archive room sequence. So this is the bridge between Danica's research and Sophie's infiltration.
Yes.
Baxian saw Sandriel enter the Asteri archives through a specific door. He wrote down the sequence and gave it to Danica, and Danica passed it to Sophie, who spent 3 years gaining access. So this moment is crucial because it directly leads to Sophie entering the room and the footage that the group later finds.
Yes.
Which brings me to Declan's discovery of Sophie's archive footage. This is the confirmation that Danica's theories were real and dangerous. Yes. Sophie enters the room for 15 minutes. She carries nothing in or out, and she leaves pale and shaken. And the footage is from 2 months before Kabbalah.
Yeah.
So this proves Sophie did reach the room and saw something devastating and something worth risking her life for, which we obviously know now what that is, but as the chapter is unfolding.
Yes.
Which leads Bryce to decide that they must break into the Eternal City archives. Our turning point for the entire group here. Bryce commits to following Danica's path, no matter the danger. It sets the next major plot arc in motion, which is infiltrating the most secure place on Midgard. Tharians also warns Ethan to settle his unresolved business, which underscores how deadly this mission will be. And this decision shifts the story from investigation to active rebellion.
Yes, because at this point, we're not just like deeply looking into things, like we're actually like infiltrating the Asteri's palace.
Yeah.
And figuring out what had everyone so shaken, and that just puts you like not just like on this balance where you've been kind of teetering all book. This like puts you as an active rebel.
Yeah, like now we're in it for sure. Like there's no turning back now. We know too much to turn our backs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. That was like 3 pages of notes for you.
Yeah. It's nice when you get the long ones out of the way.
It's true. Chapter 66. Bryce asks Fury for help breaking into the Asteri archives because she wants to uncover the truth about what Danica was investigating. Fury warns her that the plan could not put everyone she loves in danger, but agrees to gather information about the Crystal Palace. Meanwhile, Tharian finally ends his long, unhappy engagement to the River Queen's daughter, knowing that her mother will retaliate. He desperately searches for someone powerful enough to protect him from being forced beneath. At the den, Ethan tries to get help for the enslaved wolf mystic, but Sabine dismisses him. The Prime later reveals a shocking possibility. The wolf mystic may be another legitimate Fendir heir, giving Ethan a potential way to challenge Sabine's position.
Fuck yeah.
Whoa.
Get rid of that bitch.
Yes.
Sick of her.
Literally a thorn in our sides at all times. So Bryce wants the truth about Danica. She makes it clear that she isn't interested in serving either Ophian or the Asteri. This is simply like learning about what Danica knew.
Yeah.
And why it was so important enough for people to get killed. They're going to have to break into the Asteri archives could finally provide some answer, but it puts Bryce and everyone around her at enormous risk. Like, not just her friends that are going with her, but her parents, Cooper, and everyone. Fury, Juniper, all at risk. Fury agrees to help, though, despite the danger. She considers Bryce's plan suicidal, but agrees to investigate the palace's layout. Bryce also asks Fury to take Syrinx and Juniper out of the city, showing that she is already thinking about protecting her friends before making her move.
Mm-hmm.
Tharian finally breaks his engagement. Yay.
Good for him.
Yes. He admits that he never truly wanted to marry the River Queen's daughter. Her reaction is especially painful because she reveals that she always knew but stayed silent, hoping he would eventually choose her willingly. And her decision to tell the River Queen puts Tharian in immediate danger and forces him to seek protection, which I think his decision on that is like the most idiotic thing that's been done in this series, but we'll get to that later.
Of course, like one
there. Get to that.
Yeah, we're already about to go in the most dangerous mission of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And you cause more problems for yourself.
Yes, of course.
Men.
Yeah. Ethan discovers a possible threat to Sabine. The Prime reveals that Sabine may not be the only Fendir heir. The Wolf Mystic could potentially have a stronger legitimate claim, explaining why Sabine is so determined to keep her imprisoned. This gives Ethan a much bigger reason to rescue the Mystic, not just because she is a fellow wolf, but because she could change the future of the entire Fendir line.
Hell yeah.
And
let's do
Sabine's position may be built on a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Sabine's extreme reaction to the Wolf Mystic suggests she knows exactly who the captive is. If the Mystic is truly another Fendir heir, Sabine may have a powerful reason to keep her hidden or even kill her. And this could become a major political conflict within the wolf packs.
Yeah. Especially if Ethan saves her.
Yeah, what we love more in the series is to add more problems.
Yeah, of course. Not like there's like 5 or 6 immediate threats already.
Right.
Now we got to add a handful more.
Of course.
Leave it to Sabine to cause more problems. Chapter 67. Tharian storms into the Viper Queen's domain, willing to sell himself into slavery to escape the political cage he's trapped in. The Viper Queen challenges the morality and rarity of such an act, but ultimately offers him a brutal, symbolic path to defection, one sealed with her venom and her blood. Meanwhile, Ethan reels from the revelation that the Wolf Mystic is a Fendir Alpha, a discovery that could destabilize the entire wolf hierarchy. Determined to protect her, he chooses to stay behind rather than travel with his friends, sending Bryce a heartfelt message before shifting with renewed clarity and purpose. In another thread, Rune confronts Day after their forbidden kiss, only to learn that her fate is bound to a violent male who will kill them both if their connection was discovered. Their conversation is fraught with longing, fear, and the promise that Rune will one day find her, even if she insists their bond is too dangerous to continue. Day is clearly terrified and under pressure from an unforeseen force. Their conversation reveals that Rune is preparing for a risky infiltration, one that requires misdirection and absolute secrecy. Day warns him that if he is caught, she will not be able to help him or help his sister, because doing so would expose her and put them all in greater danger. As they argue, Day experiences moments of pain and panic, reacting to someone or something watching or controlling her. Just as she tries to warn Rune about the dungeons, she is abruptly and violently pulled away, vanishing mid-sentence. Rune is left alone, alarmed, and without the information he desperately needed.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, darling, we're getting into it.
Yes, darling, we are.
Living up to the normal last 100 pages of a Sarah J. Maas book, if you ask me. So Tharian chooses to escape his political imprisonment by aligning himself with the Viper Queen, even though it means giving her power over him. Stupid. It marks a major turning point in his arc, and he chooses autonomy through a dangerous alliance rather than being used as royal breeding stock.
It's not really autonomy. It's just like tying yourself to another person. And I don't know. I guess like you're above, but like you're not.
Yeah, like do you feel free being a slave?
Right.
Doesn't make sense to me.
It's like bad either way.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Drinking her blood symbolizes a binding pact, raising the stakes for his future choices. Uh-oh. Sounds like a blood oath. His defection destabilizes the river politics and ties him more tightly to the main cast's rebellion now.
I guess
He
that's
was
true
one of
because
us.
it keeps him above, but
Yeah.
also, like, I feel like I just wouldn't have aligned with the Viper Queen, but who else would have been able to protect him from the River Queen that quickly?
Yeah.
Nobody, but
he was
I
definitely in a bind, but I don't know. Probably could have
still
thought
a
it
bad
out.
choice. Yeah.
So Ethan decides to stay. He fears Sabine will kill the Mystic Wolf and decides he must remain behind to protect her instead of traveling to Panjera with the rest of the crew. It shows Ethan stepping up in a protector role, giving him purpose beyond pack politics. His choice splits the group, affecting the mission's manpower and emotional dynamics, but it deepens the mystery around the Mystic Wolf and her importance.
Yeah. I don't really mind that Ethan isn't going with them.
Yeah. Just one more person that we would have to worry about something crazy happening to.
Yes.
At least he's going to protect the Mystic Wolf.
Yeah. He definitely is like gets stupider and stupider, just like Therian, I feel like, in the next book. But right now, like, I'm not mad at his decision.
Yeah. Rune and Day have escalating danger in this chapter. Day tries to end their connection, warning that the male who controls her would kill Rune if he discovered their bond. Their relationship is no longer just emotional, it's politically and physically dangerous. The revelation that their fates are bound hints at deeper magical or prophetic significance. But it foreshadows betrayal, surveillance, and the tightening grip of the enemy. So, obviously, of course, we can't only have Bryce and Rune in trouble, but we also have Day in trouble. Now we got Tharian with the Viper Queen, and we got Ethan with the Mystic Wolf and Sabine. Everybody's in danger. Day finishes her tale about a monster witch transforming back into herself through warrior's love in this section. It parallels her own situation where she feels trapped and controlled and forgotten her true self. And it suggests that connection, possibly with Rune, could be transformative or liberating. And it adds mythic renaissance to this storyline, hinting at future redemption or tragedy. Foreshadowing.
Also, they had sex.
Also, they banged.
Also, in their weird dream sex.
Yeah. As she's like a flame or something. Finally, we have the warning. They know something about the dungeons and then nothing. Just before Day is violently pulled away, she tries to warn Rune that the enemy knows about their plan and mentions the dungeons. It implies the infiltration of the Asteri archives is already compromised. The dungeons likely contain critical information or danger tied to Sophie's intel, and her abrupt removal shows the enemy's control is immediate and terrifying, raising the stakes for Rune and his mission.
Yes, so things should probably have been thought out better, but of course we're not doing that.
No, of course not. We're just following Danica's lead and jumping in, and we have to know what she knows because she has all these fucking secrets.
Mm-hmm.
We could have already all known this. But no, She never wants to tell us anything.
No.
Crazy.
Chapter 68. Rune joins Bryce and Hunt's plan to break into the Asteri's Crystal Palace after learning that Agent Daybright may be imprisoned there. The three agree to work together rather than serve either Ophian or the Asteri. They develop a plan to create a massive distraction by attacking the Pangerian lab, using the chaos to infiltrate the palace archives and dungeons. Meanwhile, Bryce struggles with the emotional weight of what they are about to do and admits to Hunt that she is terrified of what uncovering Danica's secrets could lead to. Hunt reassures her and encourages her to focus on the immediate mission. Before leaving, Bryce apologizes to Juniper and carries an old photo of herself, Danica, Juniper, and Fury as a reminder of what she is fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. So Rune, of course, is joining our rescue joining our mission to rescue Daybright.
Mm-hmm.
He believes that she has been captured and refuses to leave her behind. Bryce and Hunt initially worry that he will act recklessly, but they ultimately agree to go in together. Their decision reinforces that they are creating their own path rather than following Ophion or the Asteri.
Mm-hmm.
The Pangerian lab becomes the distraction. Cormac reveals that Pippa plans to attack the lab where the Asteri are developing the new mech prototypes. The group plans to stage their own attack and potentially destroy the lab, drawing the Asteri's attention away from the Crystal Palace. Hun insists on minimizing casualties, showing that they don't want innocent people caught up in their rebellion or their plan to find out what Danica knew.
Yeah.
But our girl Bryce is pretty overwhelmed by the mission.
Mm-hmm.
She realizes that this isn't simply about finding information anymore. It could eventually lead to toppling the Asteri.
Yeah, this is something big for sure.
Yes. She admits to Hunt that she is scared and overwhelmed by everything surrounding Danica, Sophie, Emil, and the rebellion, which I feel like is huge for her to admit this out loud.
Yeah.
But our guy, Hunt, reminds her to focus on what they can accomplish now instead of trying to predict everything that might happen. But I'm going to disagree here a little bit. I think we should plan for failures and, plan Bs and Cs just in case plan A doesn't work out. But what do I know?
Yeah. I feel like they already know what a deadly mission this is. They have to go, all in or they'll die.
Yeah, or not go at all.
Yeah.
And Bryce confronts her changing relationships. Looking at the old photo of herself, Danica, Juniper, and Fury, makes Bryce realize how much her life has changed.
Literally.
She recognizes that she is hurt and drifted away from people she once considered family. Her voicemail apology to Juniper shows that Bryce is beginning to take responsibility for how her choices have affected others.
Mm-hmm.
She's growing.
She's growing, our Bracey girl.
And the old photo becomes a symbol. Bryce removes the photo from its frame and carries it with her in her phone case. It represents the people and memories she's trying to protect while entering what could be the most dangerous mission of her life. And it also connects her current fight to the life she had before Danica's death. Changed everything.
Indeed, darling.
Dang.
The reflection chapter before the craziness begins.
Yes, it's just the what is life, and then it's crazy, boom, boom,
yes.
boom, boom.
We're just approaching the top of the roller coaster before we fucking crash down.
Literally.
Chapter 69. Rune finds Cormac alone in a dive bar where their conversation reveals deep emotional wounds and shared burdens from their fathers. Cormac admits jealousy and regret, apologizing for past hostility and acknowledging Rune's enduring kindness. Their exchange ends with a tentative reconciliation, two princes agreeing to carve their own paths. Then the narrative shifts to Hunt, who quietly arms himself for a dangerous mission while reflecting on his relationship with Bryce and his uncertain royal role. His tense meeting with Celestina exposes the oppressive control of the Asteri, particularly through forced breeding and political manipulation. Despite the grim tone, Hunt's resolve strengthens. He vows to face what's ahead for the sake of Bryce and their freedom. The chapter closes with Hunt flying into the dawn, burdened yet determined, as preparations for their journey to Pangea begin.
Well.
Oh boy. So, Rune goes to find Cormac in a bar, and he tells him, we can start over when this is finished, and they can decide who they want to be separate from their fathers. They both have daddy issues. They're like, fuck our dads.
Yeah.
We're going to do what we want. Good for you guys. For
Which
now.
will never happen.
I know. Hunt goes to his room in the barracks to round up all his knives and guns that he keeps in there and puts on his Umbra Mortis helmet. He's ready to go. We get the scene of him flying into the sunset or dawn, actually. I think
business.
Sunrise. But yes, he means business. Celestina is by the elevators, and she tells Hunt that she hopes he'll come to her if he needs an ally, but he notes that she is acting a little weird at this point. And he's thinking, did Hypaxia fill her in on everything, even though she said she wouldn't? Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit is right, darling.
Oh, no. Chapter 70. Therian and Cormac infiltrate the Pangea lab in disguise to create the distraction needed for Bryce, Hunt, and Rune to break into the Crystal Palace. Meanwhile, Bryce and Rune wait outside, with Rune increasingly worried about Daybright. During the wait, Rune tells Bryce that he believes she should eventually replace the Autumn King as Autumn Queen, but Bryce rejects the idea. Cormac agrees that Bryce could be a better ruler and suggests the prophecy may have meant an alliance between them rather than a marriage. Once the distraction begins, Hunt, Bryce, and Rune enter the Crystal Palace, and Bryce uses Hunt's lightning to power her teleportation into the Asteri archives, beginning their search for the truth.
The infiltration has begun.
Yes, so we infiltrate the Pangera lab.
Mm-hmm.
Tharian and Cormac successfully enter the lab disguised as Imperial soldiers. Pippa and her rebels are already nearby, increasing the danger and making the distraction more unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
And Pippa's personal hatred adds another motivation beyond simply helping the mission.
Indeed.
Rune wants Bryce to become the Autumn Queen.
Oh.
He tells her that he believes she should replace their father as ruler. He sees Bryce as someone with both the power and the moral strength to lead the Fae differently. Bryce refuses, showing that she still doesn't want the responsibility of ruling.
This is so foreshadowing, though.
But it also just
100%.
reminds us of like almost every single female main character that we know.
That's like female energy, though. They always think they're not good enough. They always think they're not qualified, and really they're literally the best person for the job.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Cormac, though, supports Rune's idea. He's like, you're right. Bryce has potential as a leader.
Yeah.
He suggests that the Oracle's prophecy may refer to an alliance between Bryce and Cormac rather than marriage, and this could completely change how Bryce's political future is understood.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see.
Mm-hmm.
This mission becomes personal for Hunt. Inside the palace, Hunt is surrounded by memories of his torture and Shahar's death. His past with the Asteri makes the break-in more than just a political mission. He must push through his trauma to help Bryce and Rune succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And Bryce enters the Asteri archives. The distraction finally begins, allowing the group to infiltrate the Crystal Palace. Hunt uses his lightning to charge Bryce's scar, allowing her to teleport into the archives. This is the moment the mission shifts from planning to finally uncovering the Asteri's hidden secrets, which are so wild, and I'll let Amanda just get right into it.
Yes, I cannot wait any longer, darling. Chapter 71. Bryce descends into the Asteri's hidden archives within their palace, entering a quartz stairwell lit by soft first light. Moving cautiously through the sacred forbidden space, she discovers a long hallway that leads to a chamber filled with crystal pipes, glowing floors, and plaques bearing the names of the Asteri. Screens display each Asteri's current power level, revealing that they are fueled directly by first light. As Bryce continues deeper, she realizes the horrifying truth. The Asteri's palace is built as a massive conduit designed to siphon first light and second light from the people of Midgard. Every drop, every death, every soul becomes fuel for the Asteri, who consume this power to maintain control over the world. Bryce understands that the Asteri are not divine beings, but parasites feeding on the population's energy, and that cutting off their access to first light and second light could destroy them.
Damn. Did you see that coming?
No. I did not see that coming at all.
Yes. I feel like you were saying to me the other day when you finished the book that you felt like the first book was like very predictable.
Yes.
But I feel like you were very shocked with different revelations in this book.
I think it's also because the drama started from so early on in the book. Like, I feel like most of the book was so dramatic and like crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like I didn't even get a chance to like chill. Like, I feel like there was so much to learn about the world, and it was like a little bit slower paced the first book, so it was easier to like kind of grasp on the ideas.
Yeah.
But for this one, I was just like, what the fuck is happening at all points? At all points.
So funny.
So Bryce finds herself in a 70-foot-long hallway with crystal pipes shooting upward into the ceiling with plaques beneath them next to these small black screens. There are 7 pipes, and each pipe's plaque has the name of an Asteri on it. She sees first light shooting up 6 of the pipes. The black screens come to life and says, Rigulus power level, 65%. So Bryce realizes here that the Asteri feeds on the first light. The palace is made of the same quartz as the gates in Crescent City, so it can fuel and harness the first light. And the Asteri are the ones using all the power of the people of Midgard and all that they give over during the drop and as second light after they die. This is what Sophie had found out, and if they prevent the Asteri from being able to get any first light, then they can finally destroy them.
Damn.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Chapter 72. Bryce enters the dusk room inside the Asteri's Crystal Palace while Hunt waits for her, and Rune secretly heads into the dungeons to find Daybright. Meanwhile, Therian and Cormac's attack on the Pangera lab turns deadly when Cormac kills several people and is shot by Pippa, making Therian realize Cormac may not expect to survive. In the dusk room, Bryce discovers the horrifying truth about the Asteri's history. They have traveled between worlds, conquered civilizations, and brought different peoples to Midgard to use them as sources of first light. She also finds evidence confirming that Hel fought the Asteri and tried to warn Midgard. When Rigelus reveals that even the Asteri no longer know where their original homeworld is, Bryce vows to kill him.
That was fucking wild, that drop.
Yeah.
From, what's his name?
Rigelus,
yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Rune is risking everything to find Daybright. He is unable to contact Day, so Rune decides he cannot wait for Bryce. He enters the dungeons alone despite Hunt's objections, and Mordak catches him before he can reach Day, putting Rune in serious danger.
Yeah.
Cormac's attack becomes much darker. He abandons the plan to minimize casualties and kills the doctor, scientists, and engineers. Pippa then shoots him in the shoulder. Therian realizes Cormac may have entered the mission expecting to die, making his actions much more personal.
Yeah.
Bryce discovers the truth about the Asteri. The Dusk Room reveals that the Asteri have conquered multiple worlds. They judge civilizations based on how useful they are as sources of first light. And Midgard was essentially turned into a massive feeding ground with different peoples brought through the gates and trapped there. So when they arrived in this world, it was just humans.
Yeah.
So humans are not ideal, obviously, for first light.
Yeah.
They don't produce any.
You're right.
So they opened up the rifts and brought in sources of food for them. Which is
crazy.
So now Bryce knows that Hel was telling the truth. Bryce finds evidence that Hel's rulers fought the Asteri and eventually drove them away from Hel. They followed the Asteri to Midgard and tried to warn its inhabitants, and this confirms the important parts of Apollyon's story and changes Bryce's understanding of Hel. So really, they were telling the truth all along. They were here to help. They already fought the Asteri and won. They tried to help Midgard the first time, but, the Asteri just outsmarted them, basically, and they weren't able to finish the battle. And now they're being like, hello, like, we're ready to help you again, because it's just become personal to them at this point.
They're really the only ones of 15,000 years that have not been conquered or died at the hands of the Asteri. So
yes,
we now know we fucking need them on our side.
Yes.
We need to go be buddies with them again.
Yes. And Bryce learns the Asteri's origins are lost. Bryce searches for information about the Asteri's original homeworld. Rigelus admits that even the Asteri no longer know where it is. It's been that long.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Bryce's response, vowing to kill him, shows that she has moved beyond simply wanting answers. She now wants to destroy the Asteri themselves, now that she knows the truth.
Yeah, they're fucking blood-sucking parasites.
Yep.
And they were talking about, all the worlds they conquered, and we're like, this one, the children were the best, and this one, and I'm just like, oh, I can't stand them, these fucking nasty people. We gotta kill these motherfuckers.
Yes.
Ugh,
literally. Just my mind is blown from when they were talking about where all these fae came from.
Yes.
Right, it was my chapter, right? Or is it yours?
Yeah. Okay. Chapter 73. Bryce confronts Rigelus, who reveals the truth behind centuries of manipulation, conquest, and the origins of several species. He explains that the Asteri opened portals to other worlds to lure powerful beings to Midgard and to conquer those realms as well. The Starborn Fae, Bryce's ancestors, eventually discovered the Asteri's hidden access points and shut the gates, trapping the Asteri on Midgard and cutting them off from the cosmos. Rigellus declares that Bryce, as Starborn and bonded to the Horn, is the key to reopening these rifts. He also reveals Danica's secret investigations. Her bloodhound magic allowed her to sense unusual powers in shifters, leading her to uncover that Midgard's shifters were originally Fae from another planet. Danica's search for truth made her a threat, and the Asteri manipulated Micah into killing her. As Bryce realizes the depth of their deception, she attempts to escape, only to find Hunt and Rune captured and herself restrained by the Asteri's forces. Fucking mind-blowing. I'll say it again. I've said it many times before. SJM is a fucking genius.
Yes. I remember thinking, like, oh, that's weird. Like, I wonder where the shifters are coming from. And I feel like throughout this book, since there were so many questions on origins, I was like, well, the Starborn Fae here already reminded me kind of like of the Autumn Court and Prithian. And then obviously I'm like, what shifters or like Fae do I know that shift into animals? I'm like, oh my God, Throne of Glass.
Yeah,
so
Lysandra.
when I got to this chapter, no, all of them, like Rowan, like
yeah, true.
Aelin's animal form was the Fae, like all of them. And so I was like, oh my God. Like, is this all connected? And then when I got to the chapter, I was like, oh my God.
I can't believe it. I'm literally like, holy fucking shit. It's so good. I can't, and it just keeps getting better. This is why I can't fucking wait to start the third book.
I know.
So, we hear about the Asteri's true nature in this chapter. Rigellus claims the Asteri are higher beings who feed on power and view it as natural, like eating or drinking. So the Asteri aren't rulers, they're predators, and it exposes the moral foundation of their empire and sets up why these motherfuckers have to be stopped. Bryce is the key to reopening the rifts. Rigellus reveals he planned for Bryce to come because she is Starborn and carries the horn, making her capable of reopening interworld gates. Bryce isn't just powerful, she is the mechanism the Asteri need to regain access to the cosmos, which raises the stakes for her capture and for the entire series. But at least she knows here, at least I knew, like they weren't going to kill her because they need her.
Yes.
At least her. But then I was like, oh, well, they're going to be torturing everybody she loves to get her to do what they want. But
I mean, they do need her. So I feel like she does have a little bit of negotiating power.
Yeah.
Which we do see her use.
True.
But
yeah.
Then everything literally goes to hell.
Yeah. So we learned that the Starborn, her ancestors, did shut the gates. Her ancestors discovered the Asteri's hidden access points and sealed all the portals, trapping the Asteri on Midgard. So this is the origin of the Asteri's current desperation and explains centuries of manipulation, their obsession with Starborn power, and why Bryce is now essential to them. So I wonder if they had just First Light until the gates were shut, and then they also needed Second Light and the drop and all that. You know what I mean? Like, did they just keep bringing people in to eat them and whatever?
Once they, shut the gates, they needed to figure out another way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that was more the Second Light than the First Light. Like, because I think, all Fae still have to, like, do the drop or whatever they call it, in different areas.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably the same, but the Second Light probably was, like, very much needed because they shut the gates. And even, Hypaxia's ghost friends were saying how different the afterlife used to be before the Asteri took over this world.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the Second Light was definitely because of this gate closing.
Yeah, and I think it was, like, even said in, I think, this chapter, or in this section at least, that the Fae from the Starborn line already knew this enemy, but they were tricked.
Yeah.
Not even realizing who they were dealing with until it was too late. And then they were like, all right, we got to do something about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy to think that the Asteri were in Prithian.
Yes.
So we'll have to learn more about that.
Oh. And what happens when these gates are reopened? Are they going to go there? But anyways. So Danica also has the discovery that the shifters are Fae in this chapter. She learns shifters come from different Fae planets where all Fae share animal forms, which is a major lore reveal. It connects
Yes.
multiple SJM universes, Throne of Glass, the shifters, explains the shifter abilities, and exposes the Asteri's deliberate rewriting of history to prevent unity among the species. So they're literally creating the political drama to keep them all in line.
Well, yeah, now the shifters don't even realize that they are actually Fae. They're
Yeah.
all the same. But they have no idea. They just think I'm a wolf or I'm a panther, I'm a whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. And we now know that the Asteri actually orchestrated Danica's death. Rigelus admits that they nudged Micah towards Synth and Danica so he would kill her. And it confirms Danica died because she uncovered the truth and that the Asteri manipulate events at every level. It also sets up Bryce's rage and the danger she's now in, culminating in Hunt and Bryce being captured.
Oh, shit.
Darling, the drama is crazy.
It just doesn't stop.
Mm-mm.
Chapter 74. Therian escapes the destroyed Pangera lab after Pippa shoots Cormac, but Cormac sacrifices himself by unleashing a massive explosion that destroys the facility and the mech suits inside. Therian is devastated but forced to flee because of the Viper Queen's control over him. Meanwhile, Bryce, Hunt, and Rune are captured by the Asteri and imprisoned in the palace. Mordok reveals that Rigelus planned the trap and had been tracking them through their scents. The Harpy begins torturing Rune, while Bryce and Hunt are helpless to stop her. Just as the Harpy is about to kill Rune, the Hind suddenly attacks her, leaving Bryce and the others shocked by her intervention.
Wild.
Shit. So R.I.P. Cormac, he sacrifices himself.
Oh.
Pippa, as we know, shoots Cormac, but he uses his remaining strength to destroy the lab. His sacrifice kills Pippa and destroys the mech suit facility. And Therian is forced to leave Cormac behind, creating a painful emotional moment for him.
I know.
I mean, he also had to get to water too, because he was like
Yeah.
really running out of time in a couple of capacities.
Yeah. I feel like the danger of the mission was so like obvious that I felt like somebody was gonna die, but I feel like I don't know why, but I didn't think it was gonna be Cormac.
Yeah. I think because you just see him having so much potential of being an ally
Yeah.
to Bryce and like her political future.
Yeah.
But I mean, now he can be with Sophie.
I was really thinking it was gonna be Tharian because he just had broken free of the River Queen, and I feel like he was now with a Viper Queen, and I felt like that was foreshadowing for him to but
Yeah. Nope.
poor Cormac. R.I.P.
Yes. So the Asteri trap Bryce, Hunt, and Rune. Their entire mission has been anticipated by Rigelus. Mordok reveals that he's been tracking them throughout Lunathian by scent, and this shows how closely the Asteri have been monitoring their movements.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce is powerless against the Harpy. Gorgian shackles prevent Bryce and Rune from using their powers. Bryce is forced to watch while the Harpy threatens to mutilate Rune. Her inability to protect her brother emphasizes how vulnerable she is without her magic. And Mordok hints that Hunt is unusual. Mordok notes that Hunt's scent is different from other angels. This suggests that there is something significant or mysterious about Hunt's origins that the Asteri may know more about.
Interesting.
And the Hind unexpectedly saves Rune. Just as the Harpy is about to kill him, the Hind attacks and knocks her away. This confirms the Hind's intentions are more complicated than simply serving the Asteri, but it raises a major question. Why would the Hind risk herself to save Bryce, Hunt, and Rune, Amanda?
Because she's fucking Day, Megan. Oh, that is so annoying, I have to say.
You're so funny. You're like, it's the Ocean Queen.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck it can be at this point.
And there's just so many clues that it was her the whole time.
Really?
Like the story she told, like about like when she turns into a deer, and then like it's the first thing, and then when she was there that night watching the Harpy And then she's like, I did see you.
You know what? I'm
and
gonna pay attention in the third one more, okay?
I'm literally like, I'm like, really? You don't know who it is?
Yeah,
yet?
you're like, now have you thought of anybody else it could be? And I'm like, nope.
You're like the Ocean Queen. I'm like texting Amy. I'm like, she still doesn't know.
And here I was thinking I was so smart figuring out Micah.
You were. You
I
were
know.
very smart at that, but
not this one. I know. You could say.
Day stumped you.
I'm a dummy.
You were stumped.
It's okay. I was stumped. Yeah. All right. Chapter 75. Bryce, Hunt, Rune, and Lydia, who is the Hind/Day, march deeper into the Asteri's stronghold after the brutal confrontation with the Harpy. The truth about Lydia's double life erupts violently. She is revealed to be Day, a rebel agent who has been secretly feeding intelligence to the Resistance while enduring horrific abuse from Pollux to maintain her cover. She kills the Harpy with ruthless efficiency, frees Rune, and attempts to free Bryce, explaining that Rigelus has orchestrated their arrival and that she tried to warn them. But Pollux arrives, forcing Lydia to revert to her cold hind persona to protect her cover. Bryce and Lydia stage a fight to make the scene believable, leading to Bryce being seized and threatened by Pollux while Hunt and Rune are helpless to intervene. As they are escorted away, Bryce and Hunt share a quiet, devastating moment, realizing they may not survive. Rune battles internally with his feelings for Lydia, rage, betrayal, longing, and the knowledge of her suffering, while she silently pleads through their mental bond. The group is ultimately brought before the Asteri, where Bryce confronts the horrifying reality of their power and the likelihood that none of them will escape. She reflects on her life, her regrets, and the oppressive cycle the Asteri have imposed on all the worlds, knowing she and her loved ones may not be the ones to break it.
Oh.
Oh, crazy. So Rune discovers Lydia is Day/the Hind. This is the emotional and strategic turning point of this entire sequence. Rune finally understands the truth behind their bond, her scent, and her allegiance. It reframes every past interaction and sets up their internal conflict, the internal conflict that drives his choices for the rest of the chapter.
He's real mad. Big mad.
He's pissed. Lydia kills the Harpy. This moment proves her loyalty to the rebels and her willingness to risk everything. But it also removes a major threat and shows her lethal skill, reinforcing that she is both ally and dangerous. The kill is what allows the escaped attempt to even begin, though, so we are thankful for her.
Yes.
Lydia reveals the calling stones and Sophie's truth. This revelation rewrites the Idra rescue and Sophie's death. It shows Lydia has been saving lives behind the scenes, not taking them, and it deepens the moral complexity of her character. It also gives Bryce and Hunt crucial information they need to escape.
I know, that was really sad. I think you could see the reaction in Day when she finds out Sophie is in fact dead.
Yeah.
When she thought all along that she was alive because she called for the Ocean Queen, but they just got there too late.
Yeah.
And
I think this was the biggest slap in the face that I should have known this was Day, because she was literally in the fucking prologue of the book about it. And that's such a Sarah J. Maas thing to throw the fucking, just like she threw Micah in the beginning of Crescent City. I'm like, fuck.
And she was everywhere. Like we thought it was Bryce that called the ship. It was really Lydia that called the ship for them. She was there every time.
Crazy. So they stage a fight to protect Lydia's cover because we still need her to be the inside man. This is the moment that ensures Lydia can continue feeding intel to the rebels. Without this deception, she would be exposed and killed. And it also leads directly to Bryce being grabbed by Pollux, escalating the danger and emotional stakes. Rune's realization that Lydia endures Pollux's violence to maintain her cover is devastating and essential. It explains her cold persona, her secrecy, and the depth of her commitment to the rebellion. But it also intensifies Rune's internal conflict and raises the emotional stakes of their connection.
Yeah, just because he's feeling quite bad that she has to endure this doesn't mean he's not super pissed. And he's literally not talking to her.
Yeah, he's fucking over it for the moment. For the time being.
He's feeling a little betrayed.
Yeah, just a little bit, darling.
Chapter 76. In the Asteri throne room, Hunt is devastated when he sees his severed wings displayed alongside those of the other fallen, including Shahar and Isaiah. Bryce reveals what she discovered in the archives. The Asteri are parasites who feed on the First Light and Second Light. Rigels admits that he has manipulated Bryce's group for months, including impersonating Adius and using the Reapers to test Bryce's abilities. He reveals that Bryce's starborn power can act as a beacon to the Fae's original world, and that he intends to use Bryce and the Horn to open up a path there so these Asteri can conquer it. Bryce pretends to cooperate, but the Hind secretly gives her a key, allowing her to free Hunt and Rune. Rune then reveals the Oracle's prophecy that the royal line will end with him and urges Bryce to survive, take the Star Sword, and become queen. Bryce attacks Rigelus, while Baxian turns against the Asteri and helps them. Hunt uses his lightning to help Bryce activate the gate, and Bryce escapes through it alone, leaving Hunt and Rune behind. Also, I am so mad at myself for not seeing that where Bryce was actually going just from this section alone.
Yeah.
Where Rigelus is literally talking about using her to go to where she's from, their original world. And so I feel like, I don't know if
there was a lot of foreshadowing.
If that's why she ends up where she ends up, because he was talking that into, but I mean, she would have to be thinking it too. I don't really know how that works, but just interesting, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even put, because I knew right at the beginning of 78.
Yeah,
but I also think it's because I'm literally rereading Silver Flames right now. So I am so immersed in the story still.
Yeah.
With all the characters that I feel like as soon as they were describing Asriel, I was like, she's a fucking Prithian.
Yeah, no, I knew for sure from the second she landed and they started talking that she wasn't in hell.
Yeah.
And I knew where she was. And I was like, oh my God, but I didn't see it happening in this chapter until it actually happened.
Yeah. Same. Ugh. Me neither. I didn't see it coming in this chapter.
Crazy. Reading it back or listening to it back this time, I'm like,
I know. I feel like when there's so much going on, I really can't focus on the small details, but I'm really going to pay attention next time because I want to know more information.
I think it's especially important leading into these new Avatar books that are coming out that you really need to pay attention to the next book. So.
I agree.
The Asteri's true nature is revealed. Bryce confirms that the Asteri essentially are parasites feeding on First Light and Second Light. Their conquest of worlds is driven by their need to consume magic and energy, and this validates what Bryce discovered in the Dusk Room.
Yep.
Rigelus has manipulated Bryce's entire journey. He admits to impersonating Adius and using the Reapers to test Bryce. He also allowed Cormac to operate as a rebel so the Asteri could identify other traitors.
Wild.
This means many of the events Bryce thought were random were actually being controlled by the Asteri.
This blew my mind, too. That he was pretending to be fucking Adius. I was like, holy shit.
Literally was sitting in Ethan's lap as a fucking cat.
We should have fucking known, because he was sitting in his lap.
That's true. But I do feel like that is something Adius would do.
True.
That's just how fucking smart Rigelus is. Is he knows how to really impersonate someone. Yeah.
That was wild.
So Bryce is the key to the Asteri's next conquest. He reveals that Bryce's starborn power acts as a beacon to the Fae's original world. The Asteri want to use Bryce and the Horn to reach that world and steal its magic. This makes Bryce's powers even more important and dangerous than she realized. But also I feel like they have a bone to pick with that world because, Thea shut the gates, her and her daughter.
Yeah.
And they're pissed at them the most for cutting off their food source to get more people. Yeah. So they want to just go back to that original world and just destroy them all.
Yeah.
Rune's prophecy and sacrifice. So Rune finally reveals to Bryce what the Oracle told him, that the royal line would end with him. Instead of focusing on his own survival, he urges Bryce to live, take the Star Sword, and become queen. His willingness to sacrifice himself shows how much he has changed and how deeply he wants Bryce to have the freedom he never had. And back Baxian finally chooses a side.
Yep.
He turns against the Asteri and attacks Pollux. This confirms that his earlier claims about being a rebel sympathizer were genuine. His choice also puts him directly against the people he has served for centuries.
Yep, because he's Danica's mate.
Yes. Bryce escapes through the gate alone. Hunt uses his lightning to help Bryce activate the gate. Bryce is able to escape despite Regulus chasing her, which was such a crazy scene.
Yeah.
And Hunt and Rune remain behind, making Bryce's escape both a victory and an emotional loss, because we don't know when she's coming back, how she'll get back, and what's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Bryce's mission changes completely. She entered the palace looking for information about Danica and the Asteri, and now she has escaped with the knowledge that the Asteri are planning another conquest, and that she may be the key to stopping them.
Darling.
Whoa.
What a whirlwind of a chapter, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 77. Hunt, Rune, and Baxian are prisoners being escorted by Regulus, Pollux, and the Hind after a violent confrontation. Hunt is gagged, cuffed, and barely conscious as he's forced towards a gate. He clings to a lingering scent of Bryce, his only comfort, knowing she escaped through the gate to hell. Not to hell, but that's what he thinks.
Yes.
Regulus pauses the procession and orders Hunt to be forced to his knees. Pollux restrains him while Regulus prepares to carve a new halo into Hunt's brow using blinding Asteri power. The torture is excruciating, burning through Hunt's bones and blood as the halo spreads across his skull. Hunt screams, the sound echoing through the gate, and he wonders if Regulus intends for Bryce to hear his suffering from hell. As the pain overwhelms him, darkness closes in and Hunt loses consciousness, unsure if he, Rune, or Baxian will survive what comes next.
Damn.
Oh, so sad for poor Hunt here.
All of them. Like, are they going to survive?
I know. So Hunt has a Gorgian stone gag and Gorgian chains around his wrist and neck, so he's definitely powerless here. Baxian and Rune are also held the same way. Regulus puts Hunt on his knees before the gate and lays a glowing hand on his brow. The Asteris putting a new halo tattoo across his brow, which is taking away his powers and basically enslaving him again.
Yeah.
Ugh, poor Hunt.
It lasted all of, like, not even a whole book.
I know.
A halo.
Ugh. And I hate that we don't even know what happens next to them. Like, we know, obviously, they're prisoners, but I'm nervous to see the start of Flame and Shadow is with them.
I know. It's not good.
Not
I'll tell
good.
you that.
I can't imagine it would be.
Well, my last chapter of this book.
Wild.
In this episode. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 78. One of the best chapters ever.
The best chapter ever. One of them, yeah.
Bryce escapes through the gate and lands in an unfamiliar world, initially believing she has reached hell. A winged warrior captures her, but instead of finding the brutal realm she expected, Bryce discovers a beautiful, civilized place with books, food, and fae. When she speaks the ancient fae language, the people around her are shocked because it has supposedly not been spoken there for 15,000 years. The Star Sword also reacts to a matching black-hilted sword, revealing that Bryce's weapon has an important connection to this world.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce realizes she has traveled to an entirely different world, and the chapter ends when a winged male who strongly resembles Rune introduces himself as Rhysand.
Holy shit! The whole chapter, because this is literally the last line, saying like, "Hi, my name is Rhysand."
Hi, Bryce Quinlan.
Yes. Yes. And I was just like, because I knew they were talking about them, but nothing was confirmed literally the whole chapter until the last. So I was literally like, come on, tell us who it is.
Like you literally knew who they were as they came in. It's like Azriel, then Amryn, then Cassian and Nesta, and then Feyre and Rhysand. It's just like
crazy. Fucking nuts.
So crazy.
I love the crossovers. It's so fucking cool, dude.
And I'm so mad at myself for not like picking up on the dagger when Rune and Bryce were talking about like, well, you can have the sword and I'll have the dagger and blah 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 blah. Like not even thinking of like truth teller. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, so
Truth
stupid.
teller. There's always something crazy with the fucking swords.
Yeah.
It's insane. Or the
Yeah.
knives or whatever, blades.
Oh my gosh. So Bryce has traveled to another world. She initially thinks she's escaped to hell, but quickly realizes that isn't true. The ancient Fae language hasn't been spoken there for 15,000 years, so they're having a little difficulty communicating with each other.
Yeah.
Only Amryn and Rhysand can communicate with her.
Yeah.
This means Bryce's gate power can apparently cross between different worlds, not just realms within Midgard, which I feel like we kind of knew that was the case.
Right, yeah. I mean, she literally fell through the rift where that's a gate to interworlds. Yeah.
Yeah. The Star Sword has a twin, Bryce, which I feel like we kind of knew.
Mhm.
Bryce discovers that the mysterious black-hilted sword is connected to her, well, it's a dagger, is connected to her Star Sword. The two weapons react to each other with light.
Wow.
This suggests the sword and Bryce's starborn heritage have a much deeper history than she understood.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce's arrival connects Midgard to an ancient Fae world. The people she meets recognize the importance of Bryce's language and weapon. Her appearance may reveal that Midgard's Fae descendants have a connection to this world, and it raises a major question about how the Fae originally reached Midgard. So we know they came through, but like now we're going to learn about this world and where they actually came from.
Yeah.
But Bryce is desperate to save Hunt and Rune. Even after escaping, Bryce's main concern is the people she left behind. She is physically exhausted, but immediately tries to find Adius and figure out how to return. Her decision to leave Hunt and Rune behind weighs heavily on her.
Yeah, of course she wants to figure out what's going on with her loved ones. Like,
yeah,
they're the ones that she knows are in crazy danger.
Yeah, she just keeps asking Azrael. She's like, where's Adius? Like, where's the Prince of Hell? Like, I need to talk to him. He's like, I don't know what you're fucking saying.
He's like, what the fuck is hell? You're tapped.
Yeah. Or he can't even understand her. He's like, she's just talking. And he's like...
he's like Sims language.
Yeah.
Wabba-dabba-doo.
And he's like, what the fuck? Are you okay? You hit your head?
Literally.
And finally, the Rhysand reveal. Bryce encounters a winged male who looks remarkably similar to Rune. She literally says, Rune?
I know.
He introduces himself as Rhysand, creating an immediate connection between Bryce's world and this new one. His appearance strongly suggests a much deeper relationship between the worlds and potentially between the Fae bloodlines. And we are now in Prythian.
Wild. Do you feel like that should have been the epilogue, though? I feel like it was weird to read about Ethan after that.
Yeah, I honestly did think that was the epilogue because I originally was like, oh, Amanda gets like the fun chapter. But
like that revelation, I didn't even care to read the epilogue.
Yeah, no, the epilogue was just like, who cares?
Yeah. I feel like it should have been flip-flopped, but I understand why it was the last, page of the last chapter. But if you're going to do an epilogue, make it the fucking epilogue.
Yeah, no, it should have been the epilogue.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Because you would have finished it and been shut the book and been like,
holy shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, obviously this is important too, because I'm sure it's going to be
but it could have been chapter 78. Plot.
Yeah, it could have been 78. Without further ado, the epilogue.
Yes.
While guarding the astronomer's building and the mystics inside, Ethan receives devastating news. Rune and Athalar have been captured. Cormac is dead, and Bryce has vanished, possibly into another world. The shock nearly breaks him, but he refuses to abandon his current duty. Determined not to repeat past failures, he stays to protect the wolf mystic, a Fendir heir who remains trapped in a dreamlike state. When danger looms and time runs out, Ethan desperately pleads for her to wake, confessing that his new pack needs him and that he refuses to lose them as he lost his brother. His emotional plea finally reaches her. Her body reacts, alarms blare, and she fights her way back to consciousness. The chapter closes with Ethan in wolf form guarding the building in the rain, bristling as a familiar golden eye figure emerges from the shadows.
Ooh.
Oh, darling. So Ethan is outside the astronomer's building. He's heard no news about the others, but he finally gets a call from Flynn, who tells him Rune and Hunt have been taken prisoner by the Asteri. Deck saw it on the feeds. Varian is now on the depth charger pod and called to tell Deck that Cormac is dead. And Ethan asks about Bryce, and Flynn tells him she disappeared, but Ethan needs to come here to hear it from Deck. Ethan breaks into the astronomers again. He needs to go see Declan, but refuses to leave the wolf mystic behind. And he pleads with her to wake up. And the epilogue ends with the wolf's eyes opening. Dun, dun, dun! I said, could have been the chapter before, because the resand shit should have been the last fucking thing that you read. But
that just would have hit better for sure.
For sure. But that's okay. I'm going to save my predictions for Flame and Shadow for next week. Final thoughts with our friend Amy again. So that's all we have for you today. Please let us know what you think by leaving us a review and comments on any of the platforms you are listening/watching on, or on our social media pages. This helps tremendously to get the word out and lead more listeners to find our show and tune in.
Don't forget to email, follow, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, tell all your friends about us, and we hope the rest of your day is blissful. Bye!
Thank you so much for listening. Join us next time for Part 8 of Crescent City, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, discussing our final thoughts. Happy reading!